Hey guys, well, it's a really nice day. It was humid earlier, but now, just as the sun starts going down a little bit, it's now started feeling really good. It sounds like somebody's driving recklessly. It's all coming from that way. Just as you see here, 89 degrees. Feels really good. Humidity has dropped a little bit though. There was a dry line that just passed through, because there's actually been some storms further north, as well as some tornadoes down in up in southern Oklahoma. And I think they've now been saying a possible tornado out near Paris, Texas. So yeah. So I thought I'd make another update video. So this is the monthly update video. So this one is for the month of May. And how did this piece of cardboard get over here? I'll just throw that in the recycling bin. Here's our compost pile. I've actually been having some problems though, actually with the pile, with fire ants in the pile. I don't know if there are still any or not, but it still has kind of been a problem here. There are some ants right here, but I'm not sure if they are the fire ants or not. Because I knew for sure that they were the last time whenever I did cut the grass, and my dad even had checked them out, and somehow he ended up getting bit by one of them. So I think I may have got it all exterminated just by drenching it up real good with compost tea, molasses, and orange oil. And I also spreaded some dry molasses all around the compost pile. And hopefully if that would run them off. All those little white flowers on the privet hedges are all gone now. So I do need to get the hedge trimmers out, and I need to trim them. They are overgrown, as well as some of these dead branches. I need to get rid of them, because otherwise they actually could spread and cause this whole privet to die. Just like this one right here, I think it could have been caused, I would say, from some of the English ivies. No, not the English ivies, wild ivies that could have grown around it or something. I don't know what may have caused this one to die. But I do need to trim them. This tree right here could sure use a little bit of trimming. It sure has grown a lot lately. Definitely it has grown a lot within the past couple of years. Let's see, about 2 or 3 years ago around this time, this tree wasn't really this tall, but I do need to trim these lower limbs though. But yeah, this tree has grown really good. Here's the pecan tree. Now it's pretty much almost fully grown. it looks like it still has some dead branches that probably need to be removed. And so I did remove some limbs on it last fall, because see, last year we had the problem of some branches were literally just right down on the ground. So that's something I want to avoid doing this year, with it putting so much stress on some of these limbs. I probably still need to remove some of these dead branches just to take some weight off of them a little bit. Hopefully, if we won't have this problem this year. This one here is already looking a little bit low. I probably could just actually cut this branch off, that way it won't get very low. All of these right here, they're okay. There is one limb I like to remove here on the maple tree, is this one right here, and see how low it is? The main reason why, because it's almost touching the power line. It's like literally just inches from touching the power line. And my parents can't really seem to have an agreement on it. My mother wants this limb cut down, and my dad does not want it cut down. They can't seem to have an agreement on it. I think originally it was my mother that brought it up, and I agreed with her 100%. But my dad thinks that it would take away a lot of shade over here. But honestly, I think this area could use a little bit more sun, because we did have a good amount of St. Augustine grass right here, and I think with some of that shade it's killed away the St. Augustine. And we still don't have it that much St. Augustine grass in our backyard. I'm pretty sure that some of these years we might have to actually do a total renovation here in the backyard. Just have to take all this out and put out new St. Augustine sods. So let's go back out here in the front. So of course there's two cars. Just right now it's me and my mother that are here. So my dad's not here right now. I need to do a little bit of trimming here on this maple tree right here. I need to get rid of these little sprouts that are forming. Otherwise it can form into other limbs, but I really don't want them right there. So I'll trim those. I usually have to do that every year, maybe once or twice or maybe 3 times a year. Need to do just a little bit of trimming on the boxwoods. They've not really grown that much. See, I didn't really trim them at all last year, only except for this one right here. This was the only one that I did trim last year. I definitely did a lot of cutting on it, because I did remove some parts of it though, just to get this rain barrel in. And matter of fact, this rain barrel is full, just from some of the recent rain. But so far we haven't even watered our grass yet, because we've been getting a pretty good decent amount of rain. Oh, and as you can see, I got a brand new hummingbird feeder, because one of my older feeders, the little bee guards, started cracking really bad, and it was faded too. So I picked this one up at Lowe's, and so this is the only one that I did replace. The other one, I actually didn't replace it. Well, actually I take that back. I did, and I just threw it out into the recycling bin. And my grandmother had a hummingbird feeder that's exactly identical to the 2 feeders that I have been using for the last 4 years. And that's it right there. So it looks just like my other 2 feeders that I've had. And so my grandmother had this one sitting up on top of their refrigerator at their house. My grandmother's probably used it maybe once or twice. Used it only one time before at their house down here, and didn't really have very many hummingbirds. And so my grandmother just hung it up, and I obviously told my grandmother that I was needing some new hummingbird feeders. And so instead of me buying 2 feeders, my grandmother decided to just let me have her feeder that she never does use. And so I just went and got it out of their house, and I just had to wash it up because it was all covered with dust. So now it's back to being used, and so it's mine now. So I got 2 new feeders, and one of them not costing me any money at all. And that one there, I really like it. Except it is kind of a pain in the butt sometimes to try and get it off of this hook. Sometimes you kind of have to tilt it, which the only problem is some of the nectar will kind of spill out. It almost looks like that it is low, but I did add a lot of nectar. I actually did pour a lot because this is actually a pretty good sized glass. And it's much easier to take off and actually clean as well. So if I ever do need to actually replace another hummingbird feeder, I definitely wouldn't mind buying another one like that. So there's the 2 vehicles, the 2 diesels. My mother's car that she's had for more than 2 years. I did add in a Hot Shot Secret Diesel Extreme into the fuel tank of her car last week when I put diesel in it. Maybe hopefully we'll see a little bit of an improvement on the fuel mileage. About a month ago I added the Hot Shot Secret Diesel Extreme in my car, and I've noticed a slight increase in the fuel mileage. And as you can see, I still have the Cruise. So probably sometime this summer, either next month or maybe July, I probably will trade this in for a 2016 Chevy Colorado. This has definitely been a good car. I think the only thing that I'll probably miss the most about it is the fuel mileage though. But at least I'll get something that'll be much more convenient for me, especially whenever I go to my grandparents' house, both of my grandparents', to cut their grass. It would be much easier for me, especially for on bringing one of my 2 backpack blowers, either the PB 500 or 580, which unlike with this car I have to fold down the back seats, which they're not that hard to do. But the only bad thing about with with this vehicle is the trunk. The trunk is obviously much smaller than when I had my Grand Am. We got a mosquito flying inside of my trunk. So it's a little bit more difficult to try to get one of my backpack blowers into this particular trunk than it was on my Pontiac. It is a little bit dirty. I do need to vacuum it out, which maybe I can do it this weekend depending on the weather. If there's no rain this weekend, I can probably do that whenever I wash my car. So yeah, it's real dirty since it rained. We had a bit of a rainstorm last night. Must have came from the west, must have brought along some of that West Texas sand. And even my mother's car, it's dirty too. So let's go back out. Back. Ooh, this siding is very dirty. I still hadn't even had the chance to get my pressure washer out to actually power wash the siding. I need to try to. I keep putting it off though. I keep putting it off on getting the pressure washer out. But I think I have a reason for that. Because of all this junk. My pressure washer is right there. I just don't feel like moving all this crap in order for me to get my pressure washer out. But I rather prefer keeping it in here than in the other storage building. Because I don't have enough room in the other building. And besides, this particular building, it's insulated. Which that way I don't have to worry about my pump freezing over in the winter time. Okay. Probably see my grass is it's a little tall in some areas. So I probably, this coming weekend, the grass should be tall enough for me to make a new lawn cutting video. So I've had some requests for this next lawn cutting video. I've had some requests from a couple of people that wants me to feature the Craftsman Easy to Walk lawnmower, the Echo PAS 230, and one person requested the PB 580T. And so I will feature these three equipments for this month's lawn cutting video. Whenever it'll be at least sometime this weekend. Unless if I have to work this Saturday. I've been having to work 2 straight Saturdays lately. Been having to work some overtime. So hopefully if I don't have to work this Saturday, but I kind of have a feeling I probably will. But I'll probably do the lawn cutting video either Sunday or next Monday, which that would be a week from today. So no telling, it'll probably be one of those days, either next Sunday or Monday. By then the grass should be tall enough, unless if it does rain, then I'll just have to wait for the following week. Alright, so this is it for the update video. I'm sure 20 minutes is long enough. So Hope y'all enjoyed this video. So, thanks for watching.